some trends in publication. Use of software tools for indexing, sharing, and publication. So digital identifier using ORCID. In the world of publication, research and publication now, if ang DOI is an ID number for a paper, a digital object identifier, there is now a so-called digital identifier for researcher, and it is called ORCID. And we should get our ORCID number para dili ta left behind, no? Para po na atay na so that we will have our identity, and so that we will have at least an address ba, an address in the world of research and publication. So it is called ORCID, a digital identifier for researcher. Okay, so we will go to that. I will type this and put in hindi na tayo mahiya, no? Kahit wala tayong publication, that's fine. Ang importante lang is meron, the digital world can identify that that number belongs to a certain person, no? Not necessarily that you have published already. And then for new, I want you to click sign in. Sorry. Register now. You just click sign in and register, and then because you're not, if you don't have your ORCID number yet, click register now. For Siliman, or for if your domain in your school is in Google, you can just click immediately sign in with Google. You can actually recover if you forgot your password. So kindly comply all those fields so that you can successfully create your ORCID number. Like in my case, I will just immediately log in. Let me share my screen. Log into my account. What is good in ORCID is siya nang bahala mag-transfer all your publications. Like in my case, when I log in, because ORCID is attached to international databases like Scopus, no, ISI, mga SciMago, they are already attached into that. Or as long as your paper has DOI, no, digital object identifier, it's always transferred there, all your publications. No, so just like in my case, some of my paper are transferred here. And I'm not the one putting all the details here. It's actually, related to the work. It's the so-called the web crawler, and they are the one who just transferred all the data. Remember, they will find you, no, on anywhere and everywhere on the internet. So what is good into having your ID is all your information related to research is mapadali and put that into a centralized one. And what is good into this is when counting your impact factor and citation, if you have a number, the digital world will find so easy na lang in determining and identifying whose paper is this, who is Dave Marshall, who is Arsenio Bulfa Jr., because you already have the number, and that number is irreplaceable. You have to recall, and you have to take note, no? You have to take note your ID number. And then aside from your ID number, I even remember, I attended a conference, and very high-tech conference. In their card, in your, what is this, conference ID, at the back of the conference ID, No, at the back of the conference ID, they got your QR code. And then I also attended, instead of giving the business card, kasi nga save the planet, instead of giving the business card, it's only the QR code of your ORCID was given. So parang ganito yung setup. Can I, can I ask your business card? Can I scan you? So nag-scan na lang, and then people would know who you are, because after the QR code, if you click kasi your QR code, you will get your personal QR code that is yours, that is very unique to you. No? So may ganun na yung world of research and publication. So all you have to do is to just scan, you scan it, and then people will be directed to your ORCID profile. It is called ORCID profile. So always update from time to time your ORCID, so that you would know. You have to take note of your ORCID number. Where to find your ORCID number? Just go to sorry. Uh, okay, this is your ORCID number. Okay, 000-003-006, and it's all connected. Later on, I will tell you also that even in academia, even in ResearchGate, they will also ask you for ORCID number. May mga journals, I'm talking actually in my field, in our field, may mga journals that they ask for ORCID number. And if you don't have the ORCID number, you cannot complete the submission process. So you have to be ready with your ORCID number. So continue doing that. Always be active to your ORCID number, because there is a so-called altmetrics. It's a metric, is one of the citation nowadays, a trend in impact factor, that the more visible your product, your knowledge product, like your research output online, it could add impact factor and even citation. For first timer, just give or seed few minutes to build your information, particularly on works, particularly on work, because either you can manually input them, or ORCID will have a recommendation if this paper are for you or not. So let's say, for example, of the works, you can add either search, all type, all graphical, and then so you can also add manually all your previous work. Again, all you have to do is to go to this link, orc.org. When you click, sign in via Google, para hindi na makalimutan ang password, and you will use your Google account. And then once you are inside, for sure there is no information like this. I deleted, and then you can add. No, click add employer, and then you can add like Silliman University, and then if you notice, may mga suggestions na, because it's already in the database. Negros Oriental Department, and then row. Never mind, and then you can add to the list. Then you can add more, you can add your education, you can add your distinction, so that you can download your ORCID number, I mean your QR code. Just click get a QR code of your ID. What will happen to the QR code is actually, instead of opening a browser and then going to your ORCID number, we will not do that anymore. All you have to do when you scan, automatically your phone will automatically open to your ORCID profile. You can actually do that using your phone if you have QR code reader in your phone. But I think for many phones right now, there are already built in, or there is built-in QR reader. Okay, so that's for ORCID. Next is indexing via indexing literature using our Google Scholar. We will try to see indexing literature using Google Scholar. Share my screen. Our next is this one, the second, indexing literature using Google Scholar. You can go to scholargoogle.com. So what is this? If it's in actually Google, it's Google. If our account is attached to this, meron na tayong actually Google Scholar. But so how to activate our Google Scholar? You try when you are at Google, at scholar.google.com.ph, you type your name. If you can find your name, then that means you will have your, what is this? You can have your, or your account has activated already. Well, I'll try to check. Dave Marshall. So this is how Google Scholar works. So if you notice, I have my own Google Scholar. Were you able to check or to click the Google Scholar? Na-check ba natin? And then pag wala, no, you can actually go to your profile. It's still in Google, so all you have to do is to log in via your Google account. I will try to log out. Sign out. Okay. So I'm signing out now, and then I will Google Scholar. And then once you are in Google Scholar like this, and if you are not signing in yet, all you have to do is to click sign in, and then go to your Google account. Of course, input your password. So you are now in the Google Scholar. Now click my profile, and that is your Google Scholar profile. Then once you are in your Google Scholar, you will see a figure here, like a graph, a bar. Okay, that is actually the citation values. No, so like on my case sample, citations all 155, and then since 2016 114, H index is 7, and then 6 since 27, I index is 4, and then since 2016 is 2. Diba? Most of the time, accreditation will ask na, there is a column na now in mga accreditation document, researcher list, tapos may column on citation value. Dito yang kinukuha. Okay? So we have to really create our profile and work to increase our citation value. And then you can also look at who cited you. No, like in my case, I can click this one, and then you will see the impact of your paper. Oh, my paper now is in the journal of this one. And then you can see naman, you can identify, oh, this is my paper is cited in Thailand, my paper is so on and so forth. No, it will also help you something like it can boost your morale, looking at your paper being cited all around the world, no. And then you can actually monitor, no, you can actually monitor. And then because every time if someone cited you, you will be prompted naman, which is on my next tab. Once you have uploaded already or activated your visibility both in ORCID and in Google Scholar, the next suggestion also is put or make your research output available online or to be visible online. And this is where you can create a research network, or you should be part of at least isa man lang na research network, no, aside from our professional network. Because um, joining in a research network will expand, no, will expand obviously our connections, our collaboration. And talking to an author is gonna be easy by just messaging them. And then you can write, you can ask, and you can even request for a copy of their paper via the research network facility. Okay. The research network facility is, in this case, I will introduce two, but I want you to decide which one do you like to use. In my case, I use both. No? I use both because just to make sure that no one will use my profile. So I have two. So let's create our academia.edu. So I will put this in the chat box. And then you click that, and then you will be brought to this academia.edu. So unsa man ni siya? What's academia? Academia is a repository, no? It is a repository of any type of academic document, not necessarily an article, not necessarily a journal article, because you can also upload books, you can upload periodicals, pages of a periodical, you can upload bibliographies, or as I mentioned, any type of academic paper. No, there are some. I always ask this. I mean, many students will always ask me, "Sir, is academia a reliable site for citation?" No, in the first place, that is a wrong question. So, reliable ba yung content na andyan sa academia? Depende sa content, depende sa paper na ina-upload. Kasi pwede naman kasing, let's say for example, Journal X. That Journal X doesn't have online equivalent version. No? I experienced that. I have a journal na hindi siya available online. Walang equivalent na online version. So para yung paper ko maging visible online and people would know that I have this paper, what I do is I scan the pages, no? I scan the pages, and then I uploaded it in Academia and put it on Academia. So the scenario is Academia again is an online repository. It's not a journal. Okay? It's not an ebook, but it's a repository that people can input or can upload their document. And then inside the academia, there are mentions, there are audience. So what are these? Because they have their own analytics. It's already a business, but before kasi when they first introduced this is just a dissertation of a computer science student. Um, and they are trying to create this, and this time they're making business out of it. So the premium one, if you wanted to know the analytics, like if you wanted to know who checked your profile, if you wanted to know who or what happens to your paper, because academia also can help improve and increase opportunity to be cited. Para siyang driver, para siyang it's a platform para mag-accelerate yung opportunity para yung paper mo is cited. Kasi meron silang mga advertisement, parang isasama na siya in mga recommendations. Remember yesterday, I introduced to you literature analytics. If you will subscribe to their premium, your paper will always be introduced and recommended. So that is actually, I know some universities abroad that they use academia to spread and to promote and advertise the articles in their campus or in their university. So just like this, oh, why do I always receive emails from academia telling me that my name has been mentioned by certain articles? Now, as I'd mentioned, in academia, not necessarily journal article. You can even upload your love letters. You can upload your your ID card, your any document can be uploaded in the academia. Now, why there are mentions? Posible siya na you are a member of a certain group. Because in academia, para siyang Facebook that you can create a network. You can create a member who you can also follow a researcher, no? You can also follow a group of researchers, and you can also follow mga courses. Now, why, and I have been emailing researchers. So for example, in my case, I have mentions here. It's opening. Academia now is growing because before they don't have courses. Now you can offer a course. Okay. This is the one I'd mentioned. If you wanted to know who mentioned you, okay, um, they can give you the analytics, but you have to pay. You have to pay. Just like this, interesting sana, like in my case, 3 of my papers are highly mentioned. No, are highly mentioned, but unfortunately, I don't have money to subscribe. So I would not know that. Parang patikim. This is actually their business. And then you will really see. I tried before, no, just for the purposes of experience. I tried that paying. It depends kasi on what do you want eh. Paying around mga $12, I think, just for the purposes of exploration. I paid that, and then you can really look at the geographic location of the paper of the person mentioned you, the profile of the the profile of the author that mentioned you, and all those statistics that you wanted to know, and all those data or information that you wanted to know are provided by the premium account of um, academia. There is annual, but there is also something like on-demand service. Depende lang of what you want. Okay. Then, what is good in the academia is if your academia is activated, you will receive if you set your setting here. No, if you have your settings, account settings, your academia, and then account settings here. When you click that one, you can activate your email notification. So if you don't want to receive any notification from academia, just go to your profile and then email notification. You can just switch it off. And then your network, you can also switch it off. And you will not receive na, Ma'am Sarah, Ma'am Angela. No, but sayang din, di ba? I normally just switch it on and then I just manage my email para it will automatically be deleted. Okay, because it would be nice also to see, congratulations, Dave Marshall, you reached 6,000 readers. Yung nga ganun. But sometimes, again, may mga duplicates of your name. So you just have to make sure that your name is really, you are the one using that name. Because, the world is using this. So especially if you have two names, pwedeng Sarah Sarah Angela could be a mention of your name, but not necessarily the Ragay. That is why part of their business, they will send you notification that your first name is mentioned. And then you can create your social profile. Pwede siya that make my Facebook link visible on my profile. You can set also your language. You can check set your privacy settings. Again, it's an option, because I know some researchers don't want also to make their life miserable online. Ayaw nila mag-activate ng Google Scholar. Takot daw, no? Baka daw hindi na magiging private. Hindi naman. You can actually set the privacy setting. Okay. Next to this, the last topic is the other option for you for your researcher network, using the ResearchGate. ResearchGate, you just type this one. Again, it's your option. Which one do you like? Either academia and ResearchGate. In my case, I use both. And then I just leave it there. So everyone, ResearchGate. Click ResearchGate. And this is my ResearchGate. This is my account. No, someone mentioned me here. This one. What is good into this is it will produce a network. So say for example, my paper is cited by Juan de la Cruz. And then the paper of Juan de la Cruz is cited by Maria. You would know that because the system will tell you that you are now second degree connection with Maria. Parang contact tracing. No? So may mga ganon. Kaya minsan you will be confused if you are really the one mentioned by academia or ResearchGate, but it's not. It's only the contacts that made, or it's only the person or author that made you in connection with. Then there are suggestions also in the research gate, like beside you will see the suggestions, and if you will look at also the suggestions, it's actually also in the same interest, no, like yours. So how to activate? Go to your research gate. I'll just log out. Okay. So once you are in research gate, just click on join for free. Click on join for free. Just you can actually read that, but just click join for free, and then just tell if you are academic or student, corporate, not a researcher. So academic, and then you can input Silliman University. My suggestion to my colleague, please input Silliman University, and then you can continue. And then please follow the instruction. Why I always advise to always attach to the university para we can help the university. Kasi every time there is a mention about you, madadrag yung university. It will connect to the university. And then the more, or let's say for example, Dave Marshall is cited, and then I included my Silliman. By the time Dave Marshall is mentioned, it's a point to Silliman University also. No? That's how, but it's not really 1:1 counting. There is a certain formula. So ngayon kasi yung labanan is really visibility. The more visible our products online, the more impacts are there. Diba? You just imagine if you are doing a review of related literature, if there is a paper suggested or recommended, obviously you will take it. And there is a chance that you will be cited. So bakit siya nai-recommend ni ano pangalan ng tool? Ni JA Store? Because that paper is visible everywhere. And then the system would thought na ah, common and familiar ito. So therefore, I will take it and then I will recommend this to them. Yun ang sinasabi ko nga na magpupush siya for a more opportunity for your paper to be cited. Kasi may mga ganong system na online. May mga recommendations. And then part of the tip also is always make sure to have a keyword of your articles, or every time you upload a document, always have a keyword, because that would help also. The more the merrier, and the more opportunity that you will be cited.